people! I hope you're feeling hearty, maybe even a little bit arty, but certainly not farty, as I welcome you to the PCC After Party. How did you do in the People's Champions Challenge? Me and Ninja Boy didn't go so well. Reasons being, real world problems came in, bit of ducking and diving, got in the way, so a lot of our gameplay got disturbed. Ninja Boy finished about 3 billionth, so I think he got an epic and perhaps some sort of ultra rarishness. Not quite sure. I'm sure he'll tell you next time he's on camera. As for me, let's have a look. I finished in... Where are we? Here we go. Claim rewards. Tell me where I am. 3,464 points, which got me to 3,843rd. Not great. Not bad, I suppose, but, you know, what's that got me? It's perhaps got me, I think, is it a legendary and an epic diva, I believe. Let's have a look. Let's claim these rewards. Rey Mysterio and Nikki Bella. Okay, well, you probably guessed that this is going to be fusion food. And you'd be right. It is fusion food. But that's cool, because I'm already on a legendary fusion in the fusion chamber, which has got 1 day, 13 hours to go. And when that pops out, we'll be back into the old Survivor fusion chamber. So I need these cards. I need them for feeding Long John Silver and the pirate gang there in the fusion chamber. They need to be stoking the flames with these cards. Let's have a quick look here at our present King of the Ring. Last King of the Ring was quite interesting, having dominated all the way through the table side of things without even trying, to be honest. It got to the semi-finals, and the fella I was playing had got basically a full deck of WrestleMania Pros. And I've only got 3 WrestleMania Pros from Road to Glory. Road to Glories! And the Shawn Michaels Survivor Pro. And that little bit of juggling with my team, I managed to chisel the second leg out of him, but ended up losing 2-1 overall. So I only got 1 Survivor card, which was a bit disappointing, and it was Cameron, another individual female Survivor card. So that's going to be Fusion fodder for the WrestleMania Fusion Chamber when the WrestleMania Fusion Chamber comes in. Say it quickly and it'll happen. Right, now then, what was I going to do from here? I was going to do a little bit of exhibition, because I've managed to build up some of the cards that needed feeding, thanks to the PCC. So I've now got full power on Mr. Neville, as well as the other guys. In fact, all the WrestleMania boys and girls, well, I haven't got any girls, all the lads, fully stocked out. Survivor-wise, I've now got Natty as the pro. I did mention in the last video I got her as a second single. Thanks to PCC, powered that out, and again got the fusion, got the combining going for the pro, and thanks to PCC again, there's been enough cards there to max her out. So my diva's going to look a lot healthier when it comes to the next Road to Glory. But I'm just going to do a few exhibition matches, because I could just do with a few extra cards. I've decided I'm going to, all the individual Survivor male cards that I've got, I'm just going to boost them up, and then I can either feed them into other cards that come along, or if I'm lucky enough, I might get a pro out of them. Who knows? Well, let's have a little bit of playing. And what were you doing while you were going through the old PCC? Were you watching films? Were you talking to friends? Were you watching us, hopefully? Were you watching other YouTubers? I'm pretty damn sure that bigedude will have had an awful lot of views this weekend, especially with his Sooper Saturday. Can't do it in a bigedude voice that he does. Sooper Saturday. I can't do it. He's obviously excellent at providing the goods, and has been an inspiration for many a YouTuber, certainly on the SuperCard level and beyond. And he's an extremely helpful fella. He's very kindly given us a couple of shout-outs in the past, without asking, by the way, I would say. He's done that totally off his own back, which has been very kind of him. And that's kind of how it works. You know, when SuperCarders stumble across things that they think work, they tend to do these things without asking, which is what a great WWE community we've got going here. And I'm very grateful to all the guys who've given us shout outs in the past. I did mean to actually go through some of the guys who'd had decent runs in the PCC. I don't know if you noticed, there was a crew that's on BBQ. If you follow him on Twitter, he's on Super BBQ. He'd and the gang had all got canes, common canes as their avatars. They're doing quite well. They all finished in the top 200. In fact, they're all around the sort of 30s and 40s. So there was Zahid, who's I can't remember his numbers. He's something like Turbo 9879 on Twitter. He was there. There was Super as I mentioned. There was Edward, SuperCard Edward, as he's known on Twitter. Barry Bot 88. He was another one. So they've all done. You've all done very well, young fellas. You've all done very well. But it's good to see names of people who we recognise getting some success in there. I have to say the PCC is not something that I've had great success at, either recently, in the far distant past, or at all. It's just not something that I can get the time to. It's difficult when you've got an injured boy to look after, and a bad back, and trying to hold down a job with employers who are increasingly frustrated by the fact that I'm stuck at home an awful lot. So it's not been easy, but it's not a sob story. We're still enjoying ourselves, still having a good time. I'm still talking too much and not concentrating on what I'm doing. But I, for the most part, while I was, when I did get a chance to do some PCCing, I was watching some films. I like to watch a film, but I tend to watch things that aren't too mentally taxing. You can't, excuse me, I'm just going to have a quick swig of my herbal tea. You don't want to be trying to watch some big political drama while you're tapping away at your keyboard. But I watched have you seen The Equalizer with Denzel Washington? A film from 2014. A fairly decent premise to start off with. He's a retired commando who just wants to lead a quiet life. He's faked his own death and disappeared into a small American town where he's running a warehouse, a hardware warehouse. And one evening he witnesses a Russian pimp beating up a prostitute. This is probably a bit too near the knuckle for some of you. Sorry, I've just sort of lapsed into this without really thinking what I was talking about. Anyway, he witnesses this man beating up this woman. It's not very nice. And decides that it's not good enough. It's not acceptable behaviour. And he kind of breaks cover to go and sort this Russian and his little gang out. And of course, that's the start of then an escalating scale of him trying to sort out injustices. Which, when you look at it, I mean, he is actually the manager of a hardware store. He's probably on $25,000 a year. Fair enough, he starts off with one hand pistol. By the end of the film, he's taking down tankers and there's warehouses behind him blowing up, and he's taking on virtually entire armies of drug smugglers. All on his hardware manager's allowance, which is pretty good going. He certainly stretched those cents as far as they could go. So yes, a bit of nonsense, but you've got to cut it some slack. It's a good laugh. Maybe a good laugh's not quite right. It's decent enough entertainment. I think Denzel Washington is a strong enough character to carry something like that. So you let him stretch the bounds of credibility a bit to pull off the film. And it's the ending's a bit drawn out. Some sort of bird in the garden. Can you hear it? We've got a reservoir near us here in North London. It's the shush. But I'm sure you can hear that. It's a bit like the Central Park, New York, without being in New York. And so there's a lot of geese and wildlife actually flock over there. So even though you're right on the edge of the city, we've got foxes that run around ripping our bins apart, and now and again we get all sorts of squeaking and squawking going on outside, as you can probably hear. Actually, it's Ninja Boy under the table just doing an impersonation. You fell for it. It's not Ninja Boy under the table. Right, let's do a couple more of these. Just a couple of more. This was just a quick update, basically to let you know how we got on with ye oldie PCC. Now, what am I going to do tag team wise? Am I going to risk it? Yeah, go on, risk it. I'm quite sorting my tactics out for this, although this exhibition deck is pretty successful most of the time until you try and translate it to PCC. Then I had to drop Mr. Neville out. I had to drop Mr. Neville out and put in a Survivor card, just to get it to the point where those 5-point matches were chiselling off nicely. Well, I had a chance to play, of course. There's one other thing I did want to ask you. The amazing response we've had to Ninja Boy playing the 2011 version of Smackdown v Raw with the characters that I'd created for myself and for him as a 23-year-old. In fact, it was our most, for the first 24 hours, it's the most views we've had on a single video since we started in January. So thanks very much for that. So the question now is, that was a 30-man Royal Rumble. Are there any particular matches you'd like to see? Obviously, we can do a tag team with me and him. Who would you like to see us face? How about Kane and Undertaker? How about a couple of the Authority members? You know, it would be interesting. Give us some suggestions. But is there a particular match that you'd like to see? We can tee up most matches, so without too much trouble. So give us some suggestions, and we'll pick out maybe the best 3 or 4, and then we'll produce those as 3 or 4 videos for you. If, of course, you thought it was completely boring and a waste of time, don't be afraid to let us know. Feedback's good. Honesty's good. You know, we can take it on the chin. It's no good me telling Ninja Boy that everything he does is brilliant, because that's obviously not going to be the case. And he's going to have a rude awakening when he gets into the outside world, away from school. So yeah, please do let us know what you thought, and if you've got any suggestions, we'd love to hear them. Of course, the other thing is PCC. How did you do? I did ask you at the start. I don't think you answered. So do let us know. Right, power speed. Go on, Nicky. I'd be interested to see. I did begin to struggle a bit in the PCC on the Diva side. There's a lot more WrestleMania Divas about. So I'd be interested to see what the Fusion Diva... What WrestleMania Fusion cards do you think there'll be? There's going to be some interesting ones. There's no Shawn Michaels. There's no Taker. There's a few people missing at the moment who you would imagine are going to be there, but they can only have... Was it 4 males they have and 1 female? And then old classy Freddie Blassie. That card is going to be much sought after, isn't it? Everyone's going to be hoping to get that one. And have you got any suggestions in general as how perhaps Cat Daddy could soup up the game? There's a few people I've noticed. You begin to whinge a bit out there, people. Begin to whinge. Whinging about the play and saying it's all becoming a bit monotonous and all a bit samey. Well, let's come up with some suggestions. And in fact, tweet them directly to Cat Daddy. You don't need to bother with me. And to, what's the official SuperCard? They've got an official SuperCard, WWE SuperCard account now, which I'll stick the link in the description below because I can't remember what it is offhand. I think something like SuperCard Game or something. But they, of course, have been the people who've been tweeting us the last few weeks as to whether we wanted another Road to Glory or PCC or what have you. Although they did put a tweet up on Sunday evening saying, it might have been early this morning, Monday morning, saying, what did you get from the PCC? Did you pull anything nice? And they had a picture of an uncommon fusion card, the Xavier Woods. Like, you're not going to have pulled that, are you, from a deck? They should know that. That doesn't look good. They should let me run it for them, because I could do a much better job, said he, blowing his own trumpet. In fact, I could be looking for a new job the way things are going, because my back's not getting any better, and it looks like I might need yet another Ryback. Ryback are talking about backs, and Ryback appears. I might need another operation, so I could well be looking for a new job soon, because I obviously can't be going off to work every day. Means I'm doing videos a lot more, stuck in this chair with a piece of wood keeping me upright. Well, let's see how we go. Right, I'm going to do one more of these. I didn't really look at that Ryback. I'm going to have to rewind my own video to have a look at Ryback in action to see his stats. I wish I'd paused there. Never mind. So that, again, that comes from talking too much. Talking to you guys too much. Talking. Well, I couldn't just like run in, go hello, say goodbye again. I had to hang around for a little bit. It's rude just to jump in and then run away again. Oh, it's double-hearted action. Right, Diva, I'm going to have to play a card here because I can't afford to lose. So, pretty obvious which one I need to play. I'll find out what on earth that bird is in the garden. Get out the old double-barrel shotgun. No. Joke. Joke. Right, come on. Right, come on, we've got to go out on a win as well. Toughness, speed's got to be keen. Ah, it's the speed merchant himself, Mr. Neville. Oh, I'm not going out on a defeat, I'm going to clear the board. Clear the board. See, it's the ability to make decisions like that that make me a good employee. Somebody. Right, tag team. Tag team. Toughness. And speed, let's do that. Or I could just play an awful lot more SuperCard. Give me a lot more time, wouldn't it? Wouldn't be able to feed the family or anything, but have a good time while I'm doing it. Right, Diva. Diva. Oh no. Oh, I thought I was a pro for a second. Right, so much charisma. Let's get charisma going. So not really any exciting pulls to report. Quite a lot of rare cards. I think you saw on the certainly in the day 3 video we did, I must have pulled 3 or 4 rare cards from consecutive deck refreshes, which again is fantastic for all the fusion chamberishness that needs to go on. So much stuff and speed. That's got to be Kane. Get in there, Kane. Bloody some noses. Good lad. Oh, here we go. Naomi. Looking very pro. Was she a pro? Yes, she was a pro. Very strong. Have any of you guys got any WrestleMania Pro Divas knocking about? Because if you have, I bet you are loving them at the moment. Right, I think we're heading nicely towards a either a boost card or a title. Right, Diva speed. Damn. So much toughness is going to be Kane. I'm not going to waste a boost card on him because he should be able to take this on his own, which leaves us a boost for Bret Hart power speed. Very nice. Is it enough? Yes, it is enough. Right, is it this one? Dolphy Zig, is it this one? Stop sign. Okay, it's going to take us right down just to see that bolt of lightning, isn't it? Just for that very, very final card. It could be a WrestleMania pull. Oh, how sweet would that be? How sweet would that be? Too sweet for words. Right. They're always going to proc or pull a card. Oh, it's a Freddie Blassie card. On a first hand, particularly when it's a diva. Right, we'll have to pull out the stops here. It's a bit of a risky business, this one. Hopefully there, because then they ain't compatible. We is compatible. That should do the job for us. Just about. Just about. Yep, squeaked in. Squeaky bum time. Power speed. Well, it's got to be. Oh no! Oh, was that a bit of a proc? Oh, we only needed one card anyway. And here we go, and it is Mr. Fuji. Okay, super rare. Fusion food again. There we go. It was just a quick hello and an even quicker goodbye, just to let you know how PCC went. Let you know we're still thinking about you. To ask you a few questions because I like to rattle them off. So let's see some answers. Get commenting down below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have subscribed, we love you, man, and we will see you very soon.